So we're getting ready to go on a tour of the Port of Long Beach. I don't know which boat they've got us on. I hope it's that Harbor King, man, because I kind of like an adventure.
We're in like major meetings about everybody's
So it's a little closer than everybody might think.
yeah.
Danny Wells! Where's Danny at?
Somebody's calling you up on the phone.
You want to get one of those? He's coming. Yeah, how far out front?
Testing. Hello, everybody. We'll start again. A lot of them have very cool sunglasses on. Welcome, everybody. We're going to take a little tour of the Port of Long Beach today. The best way to see it, by water, so we can get in safely, stay out of the way of all the cargo moving back and forth on the terminals, and on the roads, and on the trains. And it's pretty easy to stay out of the way of the cargo on the water, but we'll do that too. As we head out here, everybody's kind of noticing the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary arrived to the Port of Long Beach in about 1967 or so, when the city of Long Beach bought it from Cunard Line, and it retired here, essentially, retired as an ocean liner anyway, and was moved around to this spot of the harbor in about 1971, opened up as the tourist attraction. It has restaurants, bars, meeting rooms, a variety of facilities there. They hold, this month they have the Queen Mary Dark Harbor Halloween event, basically every night of October. Is that right, Jennifer? He concentrates on cargo, moving cargo, all kinds of cargo. So that's what we're going to see today, and that's what we're interested in, and that's what our transportation planners are going to be always talking to you about, and finding ways to handle more efficiently, because of that. When we have new rail lines, Alameda Corridor, for example, both ports are heavily invested in that project that takes those trains in and out of the two ports. Getting some good shots here of the wharf. This is why you can see the port from the water better anywhere else. To be in that environment, on the docks there, sometimes everything's moving around so quickly you have to be very careful. But coming up here next to the ship, the China shipping line ship, the Yellow Sea, you're getting a good look. Now, I think that probably, some of the cranes are operating. the crane operator is up in that glass enclosed box, if you will, along the boom. The boom is the arm that's holding straight out on these, and maybe in the ones that are at rest, it's up. But you can see inside those boxes the crane operator, and he or she has a joystick and is operating the crane, putting forward the spreader bar on top of the boxes to clamp in and lift them up, or to carry them off the dock and load them on. If you bring a ship like this in, it's going to be in port for about 3 days. So if about 3 days, they're going to unload and then load back up. They might move, say, if this is an 8,000 container unit ship, they might move 5,000 containers on and off. It takes about 10 to 14 days to cross the Pacific Ocean to our port area and vice versa. And then you see the cross at the Pier G here. We saw the other side of it, where the blue cranes are here now. This is kind of a terminal and transfer. Substations and then the plugs themselves to get it. These ships need to plug into. So they're at berth. What do they need? What do they need power for? Well, they have power. If we give them electrical power at berth, they can shut down those diesel engines, and which are far dirtier than all the power plants up and down the coast that are creating the electricity that we use. And they can plug into clean electricity. They run their communications, pumps, lighting, which is a solid byproduct of the oil refining process. And it's exported out of the Port of Long Beach because we have, if you're in Southern California, we have a lot of refineries right here in South Los Angeles County. One was in the news yesterday for a safety flare going out there in Florence. But that material, it has, is valuable as a fuel that can be shipped overseas. We can't run it overseas. So, is that really an environmental solution? It's not. But, we're finding a market, or they're finding a market for a byproduct of the oil refining process that continues because of you and me, because we're all driving cars and trucks, and the public really understands that that's change. That's going to be everybody working on that. There are, potential for coal exports out of here, but us is a kind of a liquid bulk facility, or a place where ships can either bring in cargoes of fuel, or they can load up on fuel and it's transported to and from that terminal by pipeline. And as we turn here, you're going to see that right in front of us is a big white pile of salt. And that pile of salt is imported salt that Morton Salt, the Morton Salt Company, brings in from Mexico several times a year. They have a bulk cargo ships comes in, and they put that in there, and it's used wherever you might need for industrial salt and different purposes. Spreading it on, for example, in roads in parts of the country, they have something called snow and ice. I'm not really familiar with that. I hear it's hard to drive on. We have a few different kinds of terminals here. Road that we have out on that part of the port to encourage and to allow access in and out of that area after those waves came in. They're massive waves. We don't usually have a lot of weather related issues in our Southern California ports. One of the things that makes us competitive, I think, is that, darn it, unfortunately, we don't even really get a lot of rain that would get in the way of fish and cargo moving.
Not that one.
So as you come around the edge here, you get a great look at the barge. Probably loaded up with rocks over in Catalina, 25 miles across the ocean there. Brought back over here, and they are repairing that after that damage.
Oh.
So we have, right behind that, you see Jacobson Port Pilot building in the front, which looks like a kind of an oil derrick on top of it. That's the office for our franchise that does all the port piloting. And behind that is a white
So that sea launch over there?
Storage tunnel. And that is a security center. Joint Command and Control
Used to be
Center.
used for recovering
opened in
satellites.
2009.
Wow.
We built that for about $21 million. It's really a hub for all of our surveillance and equipment. We did get about $8 million in federal grants because this is sort of a post 9/11 environment of ports like us who are obviously targets because of all the economic activity we have. Lower emissions. We'll be able
All
to
that
move
wood.
about twice as much cargo as the old terminals did here, the ones they're replacing, with less than half of the air pollution. And it'll be much more efficient. Trucks coming in our appointment system, cargo's ready to go. We've already seen the stats since the terminal opened up this year. They have the trucks are moving through faster than any of our other terminals already, and they're just getting ready with the. They don't have a ship. Caltrans is our partner on a daily basis. We also have other funding partners, Department of Transportation, the U.S. Department of Transportation, and LA County Metro are also funding partners, but on a day-to-day basis. Caltrans is our partner. The new bridge will eventually become the property of Caltrans, so we're joined at the hip at that. We're working together. A lot of what we build here, we showed you the Middle Harbor project, basically a $1.5 billion project. Bridge project, $1.5 billion. Difference is a lot of public funds, a lot of taxpayer funds helping to pay for the new bridge. Why is that? Why do they have to? Well, a lot of the traffic over it, as a matter of fact, Jean, 75% of the vehicles going over are not
Kind of sketchy.
He's saying yes, I'm close. He would tell me if I was in decimal, if I was 100th of a point off it.
You know, it's funny. I'm sorry. That bridge is up in the air.
Okay, so we're
It doesn't
replacing
even
this bridge.
compare
You
to
can
that bridge
already
over
see
the-
where the well, not a bad question. If you'd had the chance, like I had, to walk over it on the little pedestrian side, you can see it's pretty much a strong bridge. Shakes and rattles with all the trucks going over, but obviously can do that job. But it really actually wasn't built for the job we're asking it to do today. You see off to the right of the boat as we turn around, sort of an orange thing, and some of the new bridge rising up. Those are some of the approaches. That's some of the westbound descent of the new bridge, and that's a mobile scaffolding system where they're building section by section over there. But you can see we're well on our way to building this new bridge. We're on a schedule for completion by 2018 or so. I'm going to say that because I know there are a lot of Caltrans.
That's 200 feet. When it's finished, it's going to be a 500-foot tower.
So we have
Cable stayed bridge.
new bridge coming in, but why do we have a new bridge? Why are you spending $1.5 billion? A lot of that funding from various transportation measures, statewide measures and such. Well, the fact is, for Long Beach, for the region, and for the ports, so we've been very active in getting it replaced with the help of our funding partners. Well, the port is the port is on top of an oil field, so you'll see a lot of. There we go. There's one of the cleanup companies there. There's a lot of oil wells. That's a good question. There's a huge amount of oil wells, and they present quite an issue when you're building something like a new bridge or a new terminal, and the
That was
cost
the
of the
state of the
bridge
art.
to deal with
Fire-
oil well
brand
issues in
new
the ground
fireboat.
was about $200 million.
Supposedly the most advanced one in the world.
Oil well just for the bridge. So
At
oil
least that's
well.
what the guy from Port of Long Beach says. It looks
Oil
pretty
well
fancy.
abandonment, oil well relocation. We don't get the revenue, we as in the Harbor Department, we don't get the revenue. It does go to the city from those oil wells, but we are responsible. We can't just cap off the oil wells. Say, well, we're building we're putting up a bridge here, your oil well's not. No, we have to relocate that oil well so that they can continue to get the revenue. What am I doing wrong here?
Oh man,
You came over here and started doing this.
killing me.
I don't know, you're a nice guy. I don't know why he doesn't like you. I need my 15-year-old to help me with the audio equipment. Audio equipment, he's the one. So we have to the right here, enough about bridges. So we have to the right here over our SA recycling terminal, and it's kind of quiet today. They have two terminals in this harbor. One of them's over at the Port of LA, where they're still moving a lot of their scrap metal out to be exported. This one they move a lot of oil, so the engineers made extra sure that it would be safe when you were plugging in 6,000 volts to that ship. Those ships will come in here on a regular basis. You'll see oil tankers waiting off the coast. That's very normal. There's no congestion at the port. That's just the way they do business. And they'll offload into those pipelines in a matter of 24 to 36 hours that they'll be in port. Off to beyond the lumber, the warehouser terminal right here that we're looking at. Where you can see the lumber stacked up. Usually the lumber's coming from Canada at this point. You see beyond it, it's really our BOT where all the red cranes are. And
sometimes in big groups at different times of the week, but LBCT wanted to make sure that they can moderate the flow of the truck traffic and be able to be as efficient as possible in moving the cargo through the terminal. So the appointment system is something that is working for LBCT, and other terminals may be implementing appointment systems in the future. One of the things that LBCT also did was they moved their chassis outside of the terminals for the space that they needed to continue to build out other phases of Middle Harbor. So